how do we do a really good Romberg's test?
Well, I can show you how I do it, and I think that works pretty well. So if I'm looking at balance, Romberg's is really looking at the proprioception through the legs up, and then how the brain is processing that.
Yep.
So we're not doing any vestibular movements because the head's still, and we're not doing any vision because the eye's closed. So it's really a proprioception. So the number of patients I've seen, they've been to the neurologist and they've said, oh yeah, their Romberg's is fine, their Fukuda's good, they've got good finger to nose. And I test them and I find there's all sorts of problems because I'm looking functionally. They often seem to think, okay, we do this, oh, they've not fallen over, Romberg's is okay. When I do it, are we in view here? Yep, that's good. So I'd ask you to have feet right together, arms by your side, and then close your eyes. And I'm looking to see, is the movement. So we've got a tiny bit of movement to the right there. Did you feel yourself go to the right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you're leaning slightly that way. So that would be an indication, but no more than that, that the signals from the right side up to the cerebellum are not working quite as well as the left.
Right.
You can't hang your hat on it, but it's the initial indication you think, and then you've always got to do more than one test to figure out. So then we think, well, let's provoke it a bit. So now what I'm going to do is give a little tap on each side. So if you close your eyes again, and then I'm not going to tell Grace by pushing, I'm going to do more of an impulse. And then there we see, as I did that, there was a little move back. So what's happening there is that the left cerebellum is realizing as soon as you go this way, but then when you go back, because there's always a little bit of sway, as it's going back, the right cerebellum is taking a little bit longer to process the movement. Okay. So you see a slight change one side to the other. If eyes closed again, then I would look forwards and back as well. So you can look there at the what's happening statically. Then there's all sorts of options you can do. So what I may then do is say, okay, eyes closed, now turn your head to this side. So that's it, turn your head all the way, so you're looking there. And so now we're seeing, as we get neck movements, does the proprioception in the neck cause a change? Then if you turn to this side, or is everything stable there? That's good. Then what I'll ask you to do now, if you open eyes again, is put your arms out like this, eyes closed, and march on the spot. Quite high with your knees, that's good. That's it, keep going, a little bit higher and a bit quicker. That's it, and so what we're looking for here, mainly, is there a rotation one side or the other?
Right.
So this is more a function of the horizontal canals. Because when you've got your eyes closed and you go, there's always a bit of a wobble one side and the other. And then the vestibular system is working out, right, am I moving one way or the other? If, let's say, the right side is underactive, then you'll feel that you're moving to the left more. And so what the patient will do is begin to compensate. And so they start turning to the right, but they open their eyes and they think they're going to be there. They've no idea.
Yeah.
Because they think that their vestibular system is balanced, of course. So I think you have to put those together, and then as well with looking at the balance, you need to see what's happening with the eyes. So I would then have feet together again on someone that's functioning well. If they have a lot of balance problems and can't do these, then I'd get them sat down. But what I'd then say is, can you look at my finger and turn your head left and right? That's it. And so we're seeing now, is the vestibular ocular reflex working? Can Grace look at my finger while she turns? And as you're doing that, is there any sway? Because you might be doing this perfectly, but then you're swaying because the balance center has got to do the neck, the eyes, and the posture. Mm-hmm. So you can get all these small functional changes. And then if someone's got slightly decreased activity here, it could be simply that their sacroiliac joint is fixed, or there's some restriction in the shoulder blade or the neck, and then do some manual therapy there, and everything's much better.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When there's more of a central processing problem, then you will see more issues. So
Right.
some people doing that will feel quite dizzy or nauseous. As the cerebellum is overworked, then you get a flow of activity from the vestibular nuclei down into the vagal areas, and that can then cause the nausea.
Yeah.
If you go over a humpback bridge, you suddenly feel that's the same sort of mechanism that's happening. And so some people are feeling sick when they move or when they turn one way because this system is unbalanced. So what I then do, I may check that further. So I might then get Grace to look at a button or so and take the head and keep focus on the button. And then I turn the head quickly one way and the other so I can look more specifically at the vestibular ocular reflex. And then you'd watch my finger and we'd do pursuits. As we go diagonal up to the left is using all the eye muscles connected with the left cerebellum. And then diagonal up to the right, down to the left in this plane, is all the right cerebellum. So you may see sways or that the eyes are not moving so smoothly one way or the other with those.